You got stuff playing in the background.
Yeah, I know. Let me mute this. Yo, I'm back. That was too funny. I was hearing it twice. I was like, what the hell? Yo, what's everyone saying, man? Back again with another video. You know the vibe. Let's get it going here. Had Chris on before. Chelsea panel before that. Don't forget, obviously, to subscribe to the channel. You to run that up on 100 followers and subscribers ASAP. Which you know about a guy already. The girl online. You get me?
Don't do
Canadian Arsenal fan. You know the vibes.
that. Don't do that.
So, you know how it is. I saw you on Big Six. How was that? Was it good?
Yeah, it was chill. Arsenal didn't play. We didn't have much to really talk about transfers wise, but we did get into some meaningful topics in regards to like everything going around with Nottingham Forest, Everton, and just some some of the potential transfer links.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was going to start on that. I wasn't going to start on that, sorry, but we can touch on that. What's the latest on Arsenal? What's the latest on Arsenal? In terms of
we're not doing nothing right now. Nothing.
Wait, it's not even like an attacker.
Bro, it is so dead with Arsenal right now. We're looking to sign a defender.
A defender? Seriously? Oh, yeah. for Saliba.
No, a right back or left back.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're telling me after watching the last 7 games, your management and board said, you know what? Let's get another defender. Come on. Seriously?
Yep. Because they don't see any striker that's of value, and they don't see any midfielder of value, and they don't want to just spend money willy-nilly. So they're basically going to go out of their way to go and get potential right back or left back cover instead of going for a striker, because who would you go for at this point? You can't go for Ivan Toney. You can't go for Osimhen. For God's sakes, he's in AFCON. You can't go for Vlahovic because they said no. You can't go for Isaac because they're not going to sell him mid-season. So it's like, what are you going to really do in the striker market?
Yeah, it's true.
Midfield market, you could go and get a midfielder, but Arsenal actually have some financial fair play issues where we might not be able to go in as much as we wanted to for that position either. So we're kind of playing it safe there. So it only leaves us with one choice, which is if we get cover for defense, we can do that, but that's it. And that cover for the defense is someone who could potentially play as a left back and a center back, or somebody who could potentially play as a left back, right back, and center back.
So you know what? We spoke about what they're gonna do and what they should do. What would you do? Like if you was after watching last 7 games, because we spoke on a lot of channels now, obviously last 7 games in and around it. What would you do? In let's say, even with the money you have, let's say you have 80 million, right? What position? Give me 2 positions you need, and tell me what you would do with the money.
Bro, if we have 80 million,
not what they might do, what you would do.
Bro, if we have 80 million, I'm going for Ivan Toney.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah. Drop 80 for Ivan Toney, no hesitation. And if we can't get Ivan Toney, give me Benzema on loan for 6 months and get Ivan Toney in the summer. One or the other. Because personally, we need a striker. And the reason why I say we need a striker is because we're just not finishing our chances. We might not be getting the same quality of chances as last year, but we need to massively improve on that aspect of our game if we want to get anywhere this season. And I question if Mikel Arteta can find the solution internally. Hence why I'm saying let's try to find one externally. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Hopefully we can. At this moment in time, it's just very questionable if we will be able to get that striker. And if we don't get the striker, how are we going to find the goals in the team that's currently struggling slightly for goals in our last 3 games? We've had 6 XG in our last 3 games and 1 goal to show for it.
You know what the saddest thing is? It links to this question right here, which I already had pre-made. Why does Arteta keep constantly changing his style? Because last season, he had a certain style of play. Yes, Xhaka was there. Yes, he didn't have much injury throughout the season, other towards the end, the Jesus and stuff, Saliba. But it worked. Your wing is more inverted. You had 2 8s who were crashing the box, got good GA, Odegaard and Xhaka respectively. And then this season now, he's changed it again. 3 seasons in a row, he's changed his style of play.
One
And
thing, this is not a bad thing. Number one.
yeah, to answer, go on. To answer the question, I was giving you the basis that Saka's not a bad player. He gets bantered a lot. He's not a bad player. He's not a deflection shot kind of guy. He's had a lot of deflected shots for penalties. He's better than that. Martinelli 2 goals. He's better than that. So why did he change his style of play? Like why did he do that?
First things first, changing your style of play doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad team or some. Look at Pep Guardiola. He changed his style from Cancelo to having 4 center backs on the pitch last year. It got them a goddamn treble. Changing your play style doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. What it can do, it can become a situation where changing too much change too soon can disrupt things, and it will take a time for people to adjust to it. I don't think anybody in Arsenal's team has relatively bad form because they're bad. I think it's bad form because it's taking them a while to get used to how we play, and that is on the manager. Yes, it is on the manager,
Yeah, it is. Of course, it has to be. Yeah.
but it's not a situation where you can say that is a bad trait to consistently change the style. I think Pep Guardiola has changed his style of play every single year that he's been a thing. I think Klopp
You can't
has
compare to Pep,
massively
though.
I think
Can't
Klopp
compare
has
to Pep.
massively changed his style, now having other attackers and a different style of midfield with more creativity and more goals in that midfield than he did uh, just the year that he won the league. Now, when it comes to our issues with our attack, I don't think it's connected to the style. I think it's more connected to the personnel change.
Oh, so you're saying wait, so I want to go back on a point you said before that managers can change styles, and you mentioned Pep and Klopp. The difference is though, is they have in any job, is you work obviously a job, you're a YouTuber and you do other stuff, experience counts for a lot. But when you have experience, you can change things and do things and adapt to them because of your experience with dealing with people or dealing with different scenarios. Arteta has changed it up again, and he's showing now in this run of form that he needs that experience. Because, like you said, him changing his style of play is not a bad thing, is it? Like, if it was successful, it's not that bad. But the problem is right now he's not making the right subs. He doesn't rotate
Well,
enough.
I
So
don't
it's,
think
it's it's not just the formation. It's how he's playing with the formation, and he's not being optimal with it. He's not making the right substitutions. Like Saka plays every game. He doesn't trust the bench, yet he's re-signed them. Those things don't make sense.
okay. When it comes to not trusting the bench, he actually makes a lot of substitutions. It's just he doesn't make them quick enough. I agree with you with the substitutions part. Not trusting the bench and not trusting his squad, semi agree. I don't think it's a situation where he fully doesn't trust his squad and he thinks the squad is shit. But partially, I would agree he does at times let us down by not making those substitutions quick enough, or when
Mm.
somebody is not performing well, he just keeps it going. When the attack is underperforming, he lets them continue to ride it out. That is a negative trait that Mikel Arteta has to fix. But that is more or less due to the change. Everything comes back to one thing for me, and maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but I think that Mikel Arteta has struggled to find the perfect balance in the midfield since Partey and Xhaka are both not in this team right now. Partey has been injured, and for what we know, he could have been potentially the plan A, and
Yeah,
Xhaka
yeah.
and Xhaka being sold because of how well he was doing last season, those two are a massive miss. So as much as we can criticize this Arsenal team, we are still 5 points off the top of the Premier League. Yes, we just dropped points in our last 2 games, but if we didn't, we would be top of the table right now. And I feel like a lot of the negativity and the crisis and all the stuff that we're hearing is coming off the back of these poor results that have happened in the last couple games.
Yeah, obviously that comes with territory. We know that when you don't win, people banter you, people get onto you. Everyone views the club differently. And when you win, you feel like you can win everything, innit? Like this is how it works. But to go on what you said, I do think that obviously he did spend the money on what he thought would be a good 8. Hasn't worked out so far. He did spend the money on the subs. He did spend the money on re-signing players. So he also, I know you're saying 50-50, which is sort of fair, it is more towards his fault because he chose to make these decisions. If you make decisions in life and they don't work, that's on you. You can't really blame anybody. So that's what leads to my next question, which was, let's say he reaches the quarters of the Champions League or semi-final, which is respectable, but he doesn't win the league. A lot of fans will call for his head because he hasn't delivered. A lot of you fans predicted he would deliver. Would you get rid of him? Would you go, thanks to Arteta for the memories? Like, let's go. And I got Poch after this to talk about as well. So give me your thoughts on if he doesn't win anything, and this is coming from a guy, if people watching the playback, guys, obviously he's a very smart guy, but has more of a positive tinted view of looking at Arsenal, which is fair. Everyone looks at their own way. Even would you sack him? Would you say a winner could do here? Like I believe in Saka. I believe in Odegaard. I believe Havertz should be better. And I don't think Arteta's that guy. Or would you be like, another season?
Okay, I would consider sacking Mikel Arteta if we were knocked out by Porto and we didn't win the league and we came in fourth, for example. If something like that happened, I would definitely consider it. Now, the reason why I think Mikel Arteta won't be sacked, I think they're going to give him one more transfer window to sort out the attack. I think they're going to give him the summer to sort out the attack. Hence why I said we should at least try to sign a striker this window. But regardless what we do in the January or in the summer, you need a manager who can get problems solved quickly to win us a league. And Mikel Arteta has not yet proven that he can do that. Until he does it, it won't look. People will always have pressure on him. People will always talk about him being sacked. And the reality of the situation is, I don't think he'll be sacked this summer if we finish second or third and we get to a semi-final of the Champions League.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be sacked. Yeah,
I think the only way he gets sacked is if we get knocked out by Porto and we finish fourth in the table.
No, but I remember I said, would you sack him? I know, obviously,
if we were knocked out of all
the. If you finish second or third and you get a semi-final, you might haven't been Champions League for a while. That's actually not on paper bad. But
bro,
when you think,
if we finish, if we get knocked out by Porto and we don't win the Premier League, he's gone. In my opinion,
would you want to see him gone though?
If he gets knocked out by Porto and
be honest with me, these all about tough questions.
Bro, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. If Mikel Arteta gets knocked out by Porto and we finish third or fourth, that is a sackable offense for me.
Even third?
Yeah, bro. We can't be finishing. We
outside
can't be,
of no trophies. Yeah, I hear it. Yeah,
yeah,
no trophies. Yeah,
no
because you're not even FA Cup. That's
no
mad.
trophies. No, we can't even get out of the round of 16 versus Porto in the Champions League. Come on. At that point, you have to evaluate Mikel Arteta and say he's just not able to get us to where we need to go.
And then let's say he did get second at semi-final. The tough question is, Egal, would you trust him to win majors next season? Because when do you deliver? Like,
I would personally.
When do you deliver? Like, I don't get it.
I would personally view that season as the bare minimum.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. 100%. Yeah.
That would be the bare minimum for him to keep his job.
5th year in, you just got semi-final.
But the reality of the situation is, we can talk about Mikel Arteta's job, but his job is not at risk as long as the people in charge and the powers that be at Arsenal view what Mikel Arteta is doing right now as successful. And that's just the reality. They view that as
fans do have a large say on it though, because if a lot of fans online, they read social media. If a lot of fans online in the stadium start booing, I heard boos at the end of what game was it? It was a game at home, a Liverpool game. I heard boos, stuff like that. That rings round, and obviously, if they spend money on Kai Havertz and a striker, and they don't see returns, that's sackable offence. Like that is, as much as you might think, yeah, give him another season. Imagine he goes out and buys Tony, and then that doesn't work.
But the thing is, talking about Mikel Arteta potentially being sacked is a redundant point, because if we were going to get to a situation where we're going to sack him, it would not be when we're 5 points off the top of the table after a couple of losses. It would be more likely for us to be discussing this at the end of the season, and that's the only time I think this will actually be a genuine conversation. Is
once everything's been seen. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Or when we get knocked out by the Champions
League. If you get knocked out, then obviously you need conversations.
I I don't believe we can win the Champions League. I think the team that has a better chance of winning the league title than winning the Champions League. That's just me.
Oh, seriously, I was the other way around. I said in the stream yesterday that Arsenal, because they're not expected to do well in the Champions League, that sometimes helps teams. So I feel like that could help you in the Champions League. I know, coming from a Chelsea fan, I don't need to win nothing, but if we're being real, Gal, one-off games,
but we never
decent
been to a
defense.
Champions League. We never been to a Champions. We never won a Champions
Yeah,
League.
no, that's what I'm saying.
We've been to one final in our lifetime. So it's like
That's actually crazy. It's true. Now, big up Caden Good as well.
You've been to 3 in the last 20 years, right?
3 or 4?
No, you've been to.
Yeah, we've won 2. We played 3, 1-2, 1-1. 1-2, lost 1. Yeah.
You won at Bayern against Bayern. You lost to Man United and you beat Man City.
But it's a few semi-finals that we've been to. We've been quite a lot of semi-finals.
Like, yes, so have we. But
we have experience.
Nobody counts semi-finals, bro.
Yeah, it's true. Only finals are winning. It's facts. But big up Caden Guna and everyone in here. We'll go in the channel more and more. So
that's one of my guys.
Yeah, love for joining the channel. Quickly on Chelsea. It's a bit boring. Gal hates us. It's clear, innit? Why does Poch have a loser's approach to games,
You guys have been shit for almost a year and a half now.
Literally since uni days, like I've been terrible. Like the club has just gone backwards. It's crazy. I remember I used to sit on here. No, you was on fan channels when I was in uni. We went Champions League.
It all started.
You see how I was back then, and how I am now.
Since Roman Abramovich's sanctions, you guys have been in the mud.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's mad.
It's not mad. It's not a surprise.
It is a surprise.
Why is it a surprise? You guys, since Roman Abramovich has left, the structure of the club has been taken out, and Todd Bowley has no idea what he's doing.
No, you can't say that yet. You can't say that yet. You got to give it time. I don't judge these things on a 1-2 year basis.
Todd Bowley, since he's come in, has shown nothing but incompetence.
No, but we don't know that yet.
From what he's done right now.
So obviously, right now, someone probably knows you, coach. From what you know right now, yeah. Obviously, you need to say that.
Big up to my guy. I don't think I've ever been to a bar in Toronto watching the Arsenal game. That's just me.
Yeah, because I don't drink like that, but you never know. But the thing is, you can't say that, man. It's too easy to say that. It's too early because we can't judge Palmer, Madueke after 1 year. You got to look after like 2, 3, 4 years. I know it sounds boring.
I'll tell you right now,
you don't spend money on young players, expect them to deliver straight away.
Madueke is not starting caliber at this moment in time. He's still an experiment.
100%.
Cole Palmer has been really good for you guys. Nkunku hasn't even really played. Enzo's been underwhelming. Caicedo's been underwhelming.
Sterling's been average to poor.
You have very good players to a certain degree, but your construction of the squad makes no sense. It's completely too much on one side of youth, and it's going to take them at least 2 years before they're even remotely competitive with that many young players coming up. Who's to say that?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly, God. That's what I'm saying to you. You can't judge players who are young. Judge Chelsea, cool. Like we're rubbish right now, cool. But the players themselves, you can't judge and say Todd Bowley.
I'm not writing off the players. I'm just saying the construction of how the squad was built is not of how a squad of your quality.
No, it was one. You know what?
With the amount of money you spent, the squad that you've constructed with that type of money is terrible. Think about it.
Hold on. I hear what you're saying. Hold on. I know what you're saying.
You spend more money in that team than 90% of the teams in the league. Only 3 teams cost more money than your team. And that's because some of the players that are in that team, for example, Arsenal, like Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, are valued at ridiculous fees. Declan Rice, ridiculous fees. But bar Man City, Arsenal, and maybe somebody else, who in your team is actually worthy of the £1 billion spent?
No. I agree with that part. But the part I don't agree with when you say, obviously, Todd Bowley has been a mess overall because
Excuse me?
I agree that the squad was constructed badly. We started off on the wrong
But
foot.
who
We,
constructs it?
I
He
know
does.
these past 2 years have been terrible, and I'll be
Bro,
the first one to say it.
I'm
I'm not
able to
defending.
criticize Mikel Arteta. Why aren't you able to criticize Todd Bowley?
No, I'm not criticizing them. I've said they're stinky. They made bad decisions. What I'm not gonna say is, as ownerships or people say online, they're terrible. They've made bad decisions. It doesn't mean they're terrible owners. The terrible
No, it
owners are.
doesn't. But
Yeah, yeah.
since
No,
he
what
came
I'm
in,
saying, mutually exclusive to your point was, I agree with what you just said. And a lot of the man in Chelsea will agree. Like Couch agrees with you. He just says here, not well constructed. Facts, bro. 100%. The guy was right. I'm not gonna hate on the guy because he's saying he's an Arsenal fan. That's stupid. I'm a football fan. But I'm not going to get onto the owners yet. I'm going to give them a chance to rectify it. Yeah. And after a few years, if I'm still sitting here in 10th, which I don't believe will be true, because at the moment, we're 3 points off sixth.
yeah,
So
but I'm
as bad
five
as
points.
season we've had, we're not that far away from everyone. That's my point. Is that
I'm 5 points off winning the league, and you're talking
yeah, but
about
and then you exactly, but you said earlier, but Ches, we're only 5 points of the league, which you insinuating that there's a chance you salvage it. So why can't I have the same approach when we don't
no.
win anything?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Let's keep it 100. Chelsea Football Club at this moment in time, you don't have enough leaders, right? You don't have enough consistency and continuity in your team enough of a sample size to say that you guys can actually sustain a season campaign with this squad. You've had a lot of injuries, which has also hurt you. And the worst thing of all, there's constant change at the top, be it the manager, be it the people who are actually picking the players, and be it the strategy in which you guys go into the window to sign players. So much change can only lead to this type of chaos. And this is
Nice
why
facts. Nice facts. 100%.
and this is why I bring it back to your owner. This is why I give your players a break. This is why I know Mikel Mudrik's not that bad. But guess what? You throw him into a Chelsea, he's going to look bad. You put Mudrik in Man City, he's not going to look this bad.
100% he wouldn't. Yeah,
You
facts.
take Enzo
No, we
Fernandez.
agree on that, girl. We agree on that, girl. Obviously, I just
Yeah.
don't. I just where
How
no,
do you get the
100% you're
best out
right.
of these players?
Huh?
How do you get the best out of the players who don't play together and
No, but
are
here's what I'm gonna say. See, this is what me and Couch. I love this debate, girl. This is sick. Me and Couch and a few of the man them and Man United fan, we had this debate the other day. You need to listen up clearly here. They said what you said about how the board's changed, management's all over the place. And the other point other people made, which I agree with, I'm in the middle, is Poch actually getting the most out of the players? Does he not have a loser's approach to games? Is he not misprofiling players in the wrong position? Is he not having an approach to games where why are you not playing more midfielders or attackers? Why are you so defensive? Why is Chilwell playing at left wing? Why is Cole playing at left back? Why is Sassy playing at right back? Everyone has injuries, but that's not an excuse to do those things. So although the board is bad, and although there's bad decisions, we shouldn't be 10th or ninth. And even you could agree with that. Even you just said Mudryk is not a terrible player. Yeah, but he doesn't play him enough. Even if he's like not 10 out of 10 every game, how is he supposed to build up any form or find himself if he doesn't play? And then when he has opportunity to play, he'd rather put Chilwell at left wing. Those things is what I disagree with. The overall, the ball's terrible. Last year, the ball was terrible. They bought Aubameyang, Koulibaly. Those signings were terrible. And then we got new directors in who helped with the new players coming in. So you've seen Enzo come in, Egal. You've seen Caicedo. You've seen Lavia. These players have just lost. All very good players. You've seen Gusto come in, one of the best right backs in the league for squad players, 100%. Chile. These aren't bad players. So how much do I put on the board? How much do I put on the players? How much do I put on the manager? The way everyone sounds, like you and Couch, is like, the board is 90%. No, for me, the manager has like a large percentage of what's going on right now. And I know upstairs doesn't help, and upstairs can hinder you. If I'm your boss and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you come in late to work, it doesn't matter if you go on your phone, you're not going to perform to the best ability, are you? But at the end of the day, you still have a job to do, even if I tell you to do that. So even though I'm telling you to do nonsense, you can say to yourself, you know what, I respect my family, I want to get money, I'm going to work hard and keep pushing. Or you could be like, you know what, let me just go on my phone and just chill. Poch isn't doing the most. So even, for example, with Arsenal, if Edu does his thing, yeah, good, it doesn't mean Arteta is going to guarantee to win. He still has to perform. Vice versa. Just because the directors are giving you young players and stuff, it doesn't mean you should play Cole or left back, does it? And when it doesn't work, you keep doing it. So what do you feel on that? Like that kind of like where I'm at, basically.
This is what I think. I think you guys are finding a way to cover up the fact that the squad construction and the manager is just new, and blaming all the current issues on the manager. Yes, he does make mistakes, and
Yeah.
playing players out of position, making decisions in game that are costing you does happen. But when you don't have the time with the club and you don't have players who are experienced to help you guide some of these young players, and the manager is basically having to do everything on the pitch to help these guys. He has to get everything right for Chelsea to win, because there's no fear factor from smaller clubs. When you play against bigger teams, you actually can play with more freedom because teams are not playing low blocks against you, and you have no finishers in your team. Yes, Cole Palmer has 8 goals. Yes, Sterling's doing good. Jackson scored a bunch of goals, but none of them are lethal. And it comes back to this whole thing where it's like, I hate to say it, but I'm being repetitive, but everything comes back to your squad construction. Your squad construction has cost you guys so much that I think you don't even realize that the reason why you're 10th last year, and the reason why you're struggling this whole entire season, and the reason why this is always constantly happening is not because you did a whole reset. Of course, you have to do the rebuild eventually, but the manner in which you did the rebuild, to get rid of every single experienced player, to bring in, except for Thiago, and to bring in a bunch of big players, and none of them to work, it's not on the manager, bro. You sack the
No,
manager. You
it's fair.
sack
It's
the
fair.
manager. You sack the manager tomorrow at Chelsea Football Club. You bring in the greatest manager in the league, Pep Guardiola.
I agree with.
He still
Yeah.
won't his team playing like that right away. He will need at least a year, and he will also need, for this team specifically, he would need a new striker. He would actually need another winger. He would potentially need another 2 defenders that can actually play the style that he needs, and then maybe even a goalkeeper. So I'm looking at 5 positions, and I'm saying that's how much you guys need to be even remotely competitive. And all of those players have to be experienced, and they have to work like that just for you guys to be competitive at the top of the table. Doesn't mean you can't be competing for top 4 in a couple years' time, but you need all these young players to improve. And when I see you guys signing 16-year-olds, it doesn't bode well for your future if
No,
you're
it
just
doesn't. We can both agree. Two rivals are two different rival clubs, of course. That is very well, poorly constructed, and it's showing on the pitch because we have no leaders, people aren't clinical, poor decision making up front, etc. That's because the players they bought. But it's tough because loads of Chelsea fans want him out because they're not happy with the style of playing. They feel like he can get more, and I like somewhere in the middle. So I don't think Poch being out doesn't change much either. People ask the same question: would you get Poch out? And I think he could turn it around. But at the same time, the board doesn't help him. So it's a bit in the middle. We are going to move on to the sake of the show. Don't forget to follow my TikTok. Links down below. Egal's channel will be in the link below as well if you're watching the playback after this. And it leads to the next question, which is regarding both. They're not really much like quick fix managers anymore, are they? Like if you're being honest, like even if you sack Arteta and Poch, who's guaranteed to leave their clubs to come in? I know everyone's going to say, buy out Ancelotti's contract. Bro, he's not going to leave Real Madrid, is he? Like, he's not going to leave Real Madrid. So, like, realistically speaking, are we stuck with our managers? Is that what's going on?
Can I tell you something? Ten Hag, before he came to Manchester United, was the most wanted manager in the world. Julian Nagelsmann, before he went to Bayern, was the most wanted manager in the world. There is no such thing as just any manager coming to your club and fixing all your fortunes. Everything, your whole structure of your club has to be semi-decent. Mikel Arteta, when he came to Arsenal, the main thing that he was able to do, he was able to oversee recruitment, and a rebuild that we started from scratch twice.
Mm.
We tried to do win now, didn't work. Then we said Project Youth, and that started to work, and now we're where we are because we actually stuck with the Project Youth. So whatever manager you bring in, you have to let them instill their philosophy and you have to let them actually build their squad to the level that they want. What your club is doing is you guys are buying for the club, but I really do believe it's just the owner once again treating it like football manager and just trying to get the best players available, but not thinking how they suit each other. Does
Yeah, to a certain degree. Obviously, I think they have constructed a squad with they've got similar players brought in, a lot of technical players. All the
yeah.
players they brought in are good on the ball and stuff, which is fair.
And
So
why
they
so
haven't just
many wingers? Why did you
huh?
guys why did you guys sign so many wingers?
Because we need to replace loads of wingers. We had no wingers at the club. We had Mount and Havertz playing left wing, right wing, and Werner, who's not a winger. Well, he is, but he's not a good one. So we need to replace them. So that's why they brought some of the wingers in the club. I know what approach they're trying to do. You know what approach they're trying to do. It's just to see if it's going to work. Right now, it's not working. It's 1 year in. So people saying that Ewan Couch is terrible, I can't say nothing.
Bro,
But do I believe we're
no
gonna?
quick fix. There's no quick fix for your club at this moment in
Yeah, but
time.
the point is, with time, things change. So, for example, if the team grows together this season, and let's say, like for example, do you think we can make top 6 or top 7? I'm asking you that question now.
You would
Do you
need
think we can make top 6 or 7? So
no,
you're a believer
because
in conference.
no, because you're asking for a level of consistency from these young players that is not sustainable.
So do you believe that who's in our competition? So you think Man United, Brighton, and West Ham are going to be more consistent than Chelsea?
They
Is that what you're
have
trying to
been
say?
they have been for the whole 2023. I don't think Chelsea are good offensively. I don't think Chelsea are good defensively. I think Chelsea are good at controlling the midfield, but when you do control the midfield, you don't capitalize on it.
Yeah, true, true, true. So do you think? I don't think if you said Arsenal. Do you think Arsenal will win the league? I don't think I've asked that question yet.
I think it's going to be very difficult, especially after dropping all those points that we did. We were top of the table Christmas. We're now
Do you
sitting
think
in
you're going to
fourth.
win the league though?
We're now sitting in
The
fourth.
question.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, or fifth.
I
I
forget.
think a fifth.
No, we're sitting in fourth, I think. But yeah, because we're tied on points with Aston
Oh
Villa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think if Tottenham won, they would have been above you.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, can we win the league? Yes. Will we win the league? That is a question for another day. I'm not as confident as I was.
Yeah, your
That's
whole demeanor's changed. It's crazy.
no, I can't be as confident because then that would be some level of unrealistic expectations
Yeah,
at
like
this
delusion. Yeah,
because
facts.
where's the evidence to show that we are serious?
No, it's
We just
true. It's true.
lost.
It's true.
We just lost to Liverpool in the cup. We to a Liverpool team with no Endo, no Mo Salah that we dominated.
It was
We
their B
lost to
team.
Fulham.
Yeah.
We lost to friggin' Fulham. We lost
West
to
Ham at
West
home.
Ham. We lost to Aston Villa. We drew against PSV. We drew against Liverpool at home. And this is all in the last 7 games. We've only won one game, and that was against
Crazy.
Brighton at home.
Was this
So
after the Luton one?
this
Did
all
this start?
happened. This all
What game did
started.
it start?
This started after the game versus PSV.
But who's the game before that? Do you know? Like, I think it was Luton, wasn't it?
Probably.
Wow, crazy. But yeah, we'll touch on both clubs now quickly before we move on to the next segment. Chelsea, we can agree on doing that well right now. Can we get top 6? Your point's fair. Are we going to be consistent enough to get it? We have to see. Do I think we can get it? Yes. And do I think Arsenal can win the league? I don't think so. Similar
Let me
reason.
let me make it simple for you. There is um 10, 17 games left. Okay, 17 games left.
Show me the
From those
table.
17 games left in the Premier League for Chelsea. Okay,
Yeah. Just getting
so
the league up
with
now.
17 games left for Chelsea,
Mm.
do you think
Yeah.
you can win? Do you think you can win 9 more points than Tottenham.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
So right now,
Do you think you
we're
can get
looking
9
at
more points than Tottenham?
9 more points.
Forget about that. Do you think you can get 3 more points than Brighton,
United, yeah,
Brighton, United, West Ham?
yeah, 100%.
So you could see yourself in 6th at
Yeah,
best.
I honestly think us having an average season, we could like how we're doing right now. If we play like this the rest of the season, I think we could still finish about 7th
You do
because
realize
we had it.
Brighton and West Ham have games in hand.
No. How it stands right now. My point is this: we've been in terrible form before these games, like very bad. You were coming on every single show and we lost. Do you remember that period? There was a period where you came on every single Chelsea show and we'd lost a game. Forest, Villa, the list goes on, right? So we've had like Newcastle.
Okay, you
Look,
got Liverpool. You got Liverpool next. Say you draw versus Liverpool, right? Then you got Wolves. Say you beat Wolves, Crystal Palace. Then you have Man City, Tottenham. You need to capitalize on the games against the Wolves and the Crystal Palaces because
yeah,
this
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 part of the
year you
season
got
isn't where I
points.
do. This part of the season isn't where I think we'll get top 6. I think it
Bro,
will be
look
the
at your
last part.
fixtures. Look at your fixtures until
No, but
March.
I think it's the
You guys
last
are
part. You know what the key reason is? When the key reason is? Guess who's back? We should have the last part of the season, the running, in Cuckoo, Lavia, and even like some centre backs back, like Fafana and James.
But we don't know what they look like in Chelsea.
No, but whether they look good or not, he's better than Disassi at right back, and
Guess what?
Chilwell's better than Cole at left back, and Cuckoo is better than Brozier, even
Bro,
half fit.
guess what?
So
Holland and Alvarez were better than Jesus and Sterling. It took Man City half a season to figure out how to play with them as good as they needed to win the treble.
I'm not saying he's gonna click. I'm just saying is a boost. Like it just helps the squad. I'm not saying he's
Guess
gonna
what?
score 20
It
goals.
can be a boost, but it can also take time for that to work. Same way how people are saying Havertz and Declan Rice, Arsenal have regressed with these players.
Yeah, because obviously they come in and obviously they need to
Look at
adjust.
Liverpool last
Yeah.
year. Look at Liverpool last year.
Yeah, but in Liverpool are the
They
different
signed Darwin
example.
Nunes. They signed Darwin Nunes. They signed Cody Gakpo. Second half of the season, they go on fire. They win 10 games straight. It can
Yeah, but
happen.
Liverpool are different
Even
example.
with 10 games
They
straight
had
last
Endo
season.
come in and
Even when they won 10 games straight, they couldn't get top 4.
no, it's true. It's true, but Liverpool had new centre mids come in. Szoboszlai was decent this season. Jones is coming a bit more form now. And they're looking all right. They're top of the league. They've only lost one game.
But
That's
they
because of
didn't do
VAR.
as much. They didn't do as much. You guys have almost a whole entire 11. How
That's
many of
true.
this how many of this 11 was even there 2 years ago?
2 years ago,
Yeah.
no one other than James and Chua. That's that. See, Gal's hitting my point. That's why you can't troll too much. That's why I said
It's
to
not
you.
about trolling. It's
No,
actually
but I'm saying people can't troll, not you, not you. I mean, rivals can't troll and say, "Ah, da." That's why you just said with your own mouth. They're just started their journey. So I'm not going to judge my ownership and call them rubbish in general because the journey's just started for them. They're not
No,
buying these young players forever.
at the same time, you can't hold them to Chelsea standard because at this moment in time,
You
this
have to.
team, no, because this team right now, as currently constructed, is barely Aston Villa standard.
No, but the standard doesn't change depending on results. Like if the results are
The
bad, my
standard
standard's still
changed
high.
based on your ownership's direction.
The expectations change, not the standards. The standards don't change. The
The
standard
stand-
is Chelsea Football Club win trophies. No matter what trophy it
and guess
is.
what? Roman Abramovich's Chelsea Football Club win trophies. Todd Bowley's Chelsea Football Club have not shown the ability to win any trophies yet.
Well, under them, we made it to finals.
Which final did you make it under Todd Bowley?
Wait, it wasn't. Oh no, he joined. Sorry, he joined after the finals. My bad, because we made Carabao Cup and FA Cup back to back. That was the year they joined.
That
That's the year.
was,
That was
if I'm
2021. Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, they didn't officially get the signature on the line yet.
until after that. But you're right. You're right. Rome was still technically was there, but my thing is that
Roman won you
yeah,
guys
man,
the
like
league, the Club World Cup, the Super Cup before he left. That was his.
so yeah.
He basically
Tuchel
completed.
won us a cup. Tuchel won that, and then he got
He completed football for you guys and left.
Literally. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. But yeah, to your point, man, it's true. Like you're spitting facts. Like, I say this to all the Chelsea man as well. Like I'm not positive as you may think. I'm just obviously my channel, different end of the stick, right? But I'm just saying that, like you said, the young players. So although we're rubbish right now, I'm just gonna give it a year or two before I start getting overly over the top. But my standards don't change, girl. For Arsenal Football Club, the standards should be you win the Premier
You
League.
can say your standards don't change, but the reality situation
The
is
expectations change, not the standards. The standard remains the same. Do you understand that?
your owner,
Arsenal standard,
your
should
owners,
always be win the league or Champions League. That's it.
or your owner basically sets that standard by his decision making.
No, but his decision making.
Manchester United standard can be to win the league every year, but with the Glazers, they know it's unrealistic.
No, but you can't compare an institution that's been there for over 10 years and mine's been there for 1 year and a half. And secondly, also what I'd say is that their standards isn't to bring young players in every single year for another 15 years and
Yeah,
hope for
that's
the
even
future.
worse. Because
No, that's not their standard. Their standard, their way of doing it is, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're holding in the best young talent around the world. Brazil, South America, Africa.
That's what you guys are doing.
No, I'll tell you what we're doing. This is their process.
You're treating it like
saying,
you're treating it like an MLB baseball team instead of a football team. That's the reality. You're treating.
No, but I'm just trying to tell you what they're doing. I'm not going to say if it's going to work or not. I'm not saying it's going to work. I mean, positive.
I don't think you will.
No, but we don't know because it hasn't. No one's ever done it before, so you can't say it can. I can't say it can't. We have to. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You have to see. You actually don't know.
Hey, we don't
because your approach hasn't worked yet. Either has it?
Know. What?
Arsenal's approach hasn't worked. So my point is this: you've gone down the generic route of trusting a manager and spending money, which every single club does, other than Chelsea, because we hire and fire. And yours hasn't worked yet, and it's been 4 years. So why is mine getting judged up for a year and a half?
Because
we can still win trophies this year.
One, because we're actually competitive. We actually competed for the league.
No, but it's not winning, Egal. You said it yourself.
Number two, I'm not here discussing the owners. A lot of Arsenal fans still don't like the owners at Arsenal. When I'm talking about your owner, what I'm talking about specifically is the fact that he's now implementing a style of squad construction that has not been done in Premier League football for a long time.
History. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This is basically a farm system. You guys are basically a farm system. You guys are like an MLB farm system, and he wants to bring in as many youngsters as possible to build a farm. And once he builds the farm, he either you're successful with them or you sell them on. But either way, I don't think this is the way to go. I think this is a bad approach. That's just me.
No, but here's what I'd say. Yeah, back when Abramovich joined, he was the weird one. He was the anomaly. He was the one that, it's not going to work. They're probably breaking the rules. What's they up to? He ended up bringing in Jose Mourinho. We ended up winning the league. So I'm not comparing it to that. But what I'm trying to tell you is a change is sometimes good. Sometimes things need to happen. Roman wasn't going to stay forever, Egal. As much as you wanted him to leave as soon as possible, he was never going to stay for my whole lifetime. He was always going to leave eventually. Just like your owners, just like Glazers, just like all owners do. Because life moves on. Life is unpredictable. That's how it works. So I'm not going to say that our approach is not going to work because of 1 year and a half of young players stinking out the joint. You get me?
KDB has a bigger legacy than Henry. Let me ask you this: do you think Henry?
We'll finish on that one. What are we saying? What are you going to say?
Henry will always be the GOAT for me because Henry is the guy who basically put the Premier League on the map, in my opinion. Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, he's on a Man City team. But let's be honest, if he was at Chelsea, if he was at Arsenal, if he was at Liverpool, Manchester United, he would have a much bigger name. The fact that he's at Man City and people always view Man City as a collective and not as an individual one-man team.
That's facts.
That also takes away from him. And then
But
finally,
yeah,
the last thing, when people talk about the golden era of the Premier League, you could say right now is the golden era of the Premier League. But when the Premier League was coming up and everyone was looking at it and watching it, the first global superstar that the Premier League had was Henry. Henry was the Michael Jordan of the Premier League, and that's why he'll forever have a bigger legacy. You could say that that KDB is more decorated, but bigger legacy. I disagree. I think Henry will always have that, in my opinion.
yes. So literally, to sum what you're saying up, you're basically saying, which I agree with to some certain degree, is like KD, Thierry Henry has like an aura, and like he has his name is like a brand. Like he brought a different culture to the Premier League. The way he played football, the Arsenal team he won with, the way he played, the way he scored goals, the amount of goals he scored, and the way he changed the Premier League. That legacy will forever hold. But then people would also debate, on the other hand, KDB's consistency, his clutch moments, his treble winning, Champions League included, obviously, the consistency of KDB since joining from Germany, that is actually crazy. And that's why people
Is
are bringing.
KDB even bigger? Is he the best Belgium in the Premier League's history?
Again, if you're saying legacy, probably not bigger legacy than Hazard.
So
In terms
how
of,
can you say he's bigger than Henri?
because he's won more than Hazard.
So is Eden Hazard bigger than legacy than Henri?
Hazard isn't bigger than Henry, no.
So
I
then
don't
how?
compare Hazard. We don't compare Hazard and Henry. We compare Hazard and Salah. Because although Salah's won more than Hazard and he's got more goals. Oh, sorry, no, he hasn't won more because they've won similar amounts. But Salah doesn't really do much in terms of in
You
the
see how the
game.
conversation is slightly tricky
No,
because.
it's very tricky. You're right. It's tricky. It's not. It's not. This question isn't like
So
a
why are we talking about Aguero in Henri? Interesting.
nah. Because like you said with Aguero, people don't see him as like he's like a collective. He's part of the system.
So why isn't Kevin De Bruyne a part of the system?
Because KDB is a creator, goal scorer, box to box. He is everything about Man City. That's why people separate him from Man City. Whereas
Yeah,
Aguero and Haaland, they just see as like goal scorers, like they finish off the chances.
and Henri still is that guy also.
Yeah, and you know it is nostalgia does kill you a bit. Though, like, 'cause nostalgia makes people feel like Henry is just like undisputed. But what point does someone else become the new goat? At some point, someone will become the new GOAT. You can't be the GOAT forever. There's players before Henry, with players after him. Same with Salah, same with KDB, same with Hazard.
Personally, for me, there's nothing KDB can do to overtake Henri. Maybe let the younger generation decide that. But for me, it's gonna always be Henri.
Fair enough, man. But yeah, we'll end off there. It was quite a good show. Don't forget again to follow Egal on YouTube and Twitter. His link will be in the description later on. Also follow me on TikTok, post consistently on there. You'll start seeing more live shows from me, live streams as well, doing watch alongs, and also I've got panel shows as well. Not the
Oh, by
generic
the
ones,
way,
but
Messi won the best player award.
no way.
Yeah,
He
Messi
won it.
Messi won the best player award. Ederson won the goalkeeper of the year.
Pep Guardiola won manager. Yeah.
You want to know who's in the team of the year? Team of the
I
year
think I
is
saw it. I think it's like Courtois,
Courtois,
Stones, Walker.
Vinny, Jude, Kyle Walker, Messi, Kylian Mbappe, John Stones, Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland, KDB, Ruben Diaz. The manager of the year is Pep Guardiola.
Bellingham, Vinny, Mbappe, Haaland, Messi, KDB. Good team. It's kind of fair. Where's Saka? Where's Saka?
Saka's not in there, bro. We didn't win. He doesn't deserve to be in there. And then the person who won the Puskas Award is actually a defender who did a bicycle kick in the box.
Was it in the World Cup?
No, it was a bicycle. It was a bicycle kick that he did in the Brazil league or Portuguese league or whatever he's in.
Hey, fair enough, man. Looks good. FIFA players will love that as well. I play FIFA myself. But yeah, man. End off there. Like I said before, Follow us both on YouTube. Follow us both on Twitter. We post on there all the time. When Gal's free, he'll jump on his channel. Can't make it tomorrow, but he's going live tomorrow. So if you're watching the playback, go watch your Gal's live stream. And yeah, man, we're out of here. Peace.
Done now.